Hello, one. So, I I just wanted to make this video because Thanksgiving is in like 2 days, and I know there are a lot of people out there who they will be alone this Thanksgiving, and like they they will be alone. They won't have anyone. Like maybe you're a guy, you don't have a girlfriend. Maybe you're a girl, and you don't have a boyfriend. And yeah, frankly, I just wanted to get like a video out because the holidays are kind of hardest times. You know, I feel like the holidays are very much like the hardest times. Yeah, especially when you're single. Like when you're single, you don't have anybody. It is the hardest time because it's like this is a holiday, but I don't have anybody to celebrate it with, and it can make you very sad. It can make you very sad and everything. And man, I know what you're feeling. To those people, I know what you're feeling. I'm going to be spending this Thanksgiving, alone, and I'm going to have my family obviously, but it's like, it's like your family can be there, but it's like, dude, I don't want my family. I want some. I want to be with somebody on Thanksgiving, and it's like I know how you feel, and it's probably gonna be the same in Christmas. And frankly, there's nothing I can really say that would make it better, because I can say whatever, and like whoever's watching this, their response is just gonna be, oh, what, like, how do you know? What do you know? Like, you don't know what's going on in my life. And the thing is, I know that because that's exactly what I have thought. Like, I have thought that exact same thing multiple times. But so I know the holidays are like rough, and like especially this time of the year, like people who are alone, who don't have anyone, it's a rough time. Like November, December are like a very rough time, and then shortly after Valentine's Day show up. So it's like this whole kind of like next few months, like it's gonna be hard for someone who who's alone, who doesn't have anyone. And but the thing I'm gonna try, the thing I'm gonna say, and I'm gonna try this myself, but it's like, don't focus on the negatives. Like whoever's watching this, whoever needed, like don't focus on the negatives of, oh, another Thanksgiving by myself, another Christmas by myself, and like let's just use Thanksgiving since Thanksgiving's coming up. Even though personally, in my opinion, dude, Thanksgiving is a nothing holiday. It is. I know that would like make people mad and everything, but everyone is always like, oh, everyone celebrates Christmas too early, and it's like, yeah, because Christmas is actually a holiday. Christmas is an actual holiday. We got Christmas music, we got movies, we got like, you got a whole like event and everything around Christmas. Thanksgiving is nothing. Like Thanksgiving is literally nothing unless you're a football fan. Otherwise, it's literally just a normal day until the food's done, and then Thanksgiving is literally just extra dinner. That's basically what Thanksgiving is. Hey, like, that's just how I feel. But don't focus on the negatives, and think about it like this. So if this Thanksgiving you are not, like, you don't have anybody, you don't have a girlfriend or you don't have a boyfriend. I want you, I want you to try and just, trust and believe that, okay, I don't have someone right now. Maybe next Thanksgiving I will. Maybe next Christmas I will. Anything is, and it's like, yeah, maybe not, maybe like by next Thanksgiving, next Christmas, nothing's changed, but have that trust, have that belief that it will happen. And like for me, And find something, to put your faith and trust in. For me, it's God. For me, I'm putting my trust into God, and it's like, and this is a very hard thing for me to do. This is a very hard thing for me to do. It's not easy for me to be like, I trust you, God. Especially when like everything isn't going my way. Things aren't going my way. And I'm just like, it's very hard. Yeah, like I've been struggling with that ever since I rejoined the faith. But for me, it's like that's what I'm focusing. That's what I'm doing. Where it's like trust God, believe in God, and he'll make it happen. He'll make it happen when he knows it's right. When he knows the time is right, and the same will happen to you. You put your trust and faith, in God, or just and whatever you personally want to do. I don't know what you believe. I don't know whatever, but I'm not gonna force my religion on you. But put your faith and trust in something, and you go, okay, I don't have anybody now. Maybe next year I will. And if next year you don't have somebody, say the same thing. Okay, maybe next year I will. Maybe next year I will. And the whole time, work on yourself. And by work on yourself, I mean maybe you don't. By the way, actually, maybe you don't have a girlfriend or boyfriend right now, because frankly, maybe you aren't ready. There's so many people nowadays. They are getting into relationships with people that, one, they simply don't want to spend the rest of their life with, but also they also aren't ready. They get into relationships and then it's like, oh, I'm clearly not ready to be in this relationship, and then the relationship just ends up being awful and terrible and makes both people miserable. So it's like, and there's so many people on the internet right now, and I'm sure Thanksgiving will have those videos and posts of being like, oh, men are lonely, this Thanksgiving is women's fault, or women are lonely is men's fault. And literally, just don't pay attention to any of those. Don't pay attention to any of those, and just be like, okay, well, am I really ready to be in a relationship? And the thing is, if the answer is yes, then go, okay, yes, I am ready to be in a relationship, but I'm not in a relationship right now. Maybe because the person I'm supposed to be with isn't ready. Maybe, if you're a guy watching this, which I don't know, who's gonna watch this. I post a random game clip. I post a random clip of me playing a video game that gets 2 million views, but then any of these videos where I actually talk, very few people watch, and that's why I just personally, it's why I think YouTube is just fake. But if you're a guy and you're like, okay, well, I'm ready to have a girlfriend, I'm ready to be married. Okay, well, maybe the girl you're gonna be with isn't ready. Maybe she isn't ready. If you're a girl, maybe the guy you're waiting for isn't ready. And it's not an easy thing to keep thinking about. It's something you have to constantly remind yourself, especially with how social media is, with all the negativity out there, with the all the stuff being like all women are like this, or all the posts, all the stuff being like all men are like this. It's very easy to just be like, oh, screw this, I'm done. But literally just keep reminding yourself. It's like, okay, either I'm not ready, or if I am ready, maybe my partner isn't. There's a reason, I'm not in a relationship right now. And, while it sucks being alone, on holidays, it's probably, right now, it's probably for best why you're not with somebody. And then, next year you might have somebody, or the years in the future you might have somebody. When you're ready, when they're ready. And the thing is, and everybody nowadays on the internet, they always like to mention the past, this, that. Dude, don't judge people by your past, because you definitely did terrible stuff in your past that somebody will look at, that somebody could look at and go, oh, I don't want to be with you because of what you did in the past. So don't judge other people, because we've all done terrible stuff that we've all done stuff that we don't like, that we don't like, that we don't that we all regret. That's part of being human. But anyway, frankly, just I know it's gonna be hard, but if you're alone, this Thanksgiving, try and stay positive. And I don't mean positive like being like, oh yay, I'm like single, like, and alone. I don't have anybody. No, literally, it's you say positive of, okay, I don't have anybody, but I will. I know I will. I trust God. He will bring me somebody. And or if you don't want to believe in God, then find something else to put your trust in. But you don't become bitter. Don't become angry. Don't just hate because you're like, oh, I don't have anybody, and I'm sad I don't have anybody, so I'm just gonna be all bitter and angry. It's like, dude, that doesn't help anything. That just makes things worse. Because I've been there. I've been there where I'm bitter and angry, and it's like it literally doesn't help anything other than make me more miserable. So either way, I honestly just kind of wanted to give this little like video out, just being like I know Thanksgiving is a hard time, and like literally just the holiday season, like November and December, like it's a hard time when you're single and you don't have anybody. And I kind of wanted to make like something where it's like, hey, if you're alone on Thanksgiving, this year, I know it's hard, but keep your head up. Keep your head up, and maybe the person you're supposed to be with isn't ready. Maybe you aren't ready. And there's so many people nowadays, they are getting into relationships for literally for no other reason other than really just lust and being like, oh, that person's hot, that person's hot, that person's hot. I just want to sleep around. And then, they're 30 years, and then years later, they're 30 years old. They don't have anybody. And, they're like, oh, but, they become the 30-year-old people that we laugh at. And it's like, yeah, just don't rush into stuff. Don't rush into stuff. And, like, if you're a guy and you're like, man, I really want to go for him, man, but, like, nobody wants me. Yeah, well, maybe there's stuff that you need to change. Maybe there's stuff you need to fix. Maybe there's stuff that the girl has to fix. And women is like any women watching it is the same thing. It's like maybe the guy you're waiting for has to fix some stuff. I know it's not easy. It's very hard for me. But try to keep that mindset throughout Thanksgiving. I know it's hard. And it will get harder, especially closer to Christmas. But I kind of wanted to make a video being like, hey, I know this time of the year it's hard for like especially single people, especially single people. But put your trust in something and try to keep your head up and being like, you know what, I don't have anybody now, but I will. I will. Don't know when, but I trust in God, or whoever you want to put your trust in. For me, I'm going to put my trust in God. So anyway, I'll see you guys all next time, whatever video that may be, which might just end up being like short videos like these. Like I'm probably not going to have a long form video like out by any. I'm probably not going to have a long form video like out for the rest of the year, so it's probably just gonna be short videos like these where I just talk my mind about something, or maybe I'll just post some game clips. I don't know. Either way, I hope you all have a great Thanksgiving, and spend time with your family, spend time with friends, and just try to try to at least like be like, okay, things aren't the way I want it now, but they will get better. I know it's hard, but I mean, what else are you gonna do? Like it's one of those. What else are you gonna do? Just be miserable? Anyway, I'll see you guys all later.